Good morning.
Namaste and good morning.
Namaste.
How are you? Hopefully you're well.
I'm good. How are you?
Yes, I'm good as well. Thank you. We would start with our session. It is the last class for this month, and we will be here revising what we have been studying up till now, what we have done in our course. For those people who have attended the sessions, for them as well who have missed the sessions, can watch the recording as well. So for all of you, this is what our last class for this month. Then we'll see you back again from the next month. Before we start today's session, we would like to chant an opening prayer and one Om. So keeping your back and spine straight wherever you are and keeping your eyes closed, let us chant the prayer, the same prayer which we are chanting from the day one. Om Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Slowly. Thank you so much, and I hope your eyes are open after the prayer. Now, on our last day, are you at home, Neringa?
Yes, I am.
Okay, can you on your camera?
Sure.
Yes, it's the last day today. So nice to see you as well on the last day. Okay. What we have been studying up till now?
So on the last session is chakras. I catched up on the recorded session. It was about chakra system.
Okay. So you have seen the recorded sessions. Are they available on the site?
Yes, they're all available. So I missed out about the koshas. So I done that, and then the chakra system as well.
So the koshas we missed, and the nadis.
Sorry?
The nadis, and the energy channels.
Yes.
Have you done that as well?
And about the nadis, I don't know if I've got it. I've only got the panchakoshas and the chakras. Maybe I missed out.
So in the subtle body anatomy, we have studied just a couple of things which was in the Himalayan yoga syllabus. So we just finished with our panchakoshas and nadis, prana, pranic body as well, the chakras. So all they are connected. Before we learn chakras, we need to learn some things about prana and about the energy channels. Before we learn about this energy channels and pranic body, we need to learn about the koshas. So that is what in that sequence we studied.
Okay.
So in short, again, in our course up till now, in this, how many? 27 or 28 days you have this course, people. We have studied like skeletal system. I think again, which system we have studied? Muscular system.
Muscular
in short,
system.
again.
Yeah. Then we have they have the movements of our joints. The movements of joints. Then about the muscular system, muscles and connective tissues. Groups. And then endocrine system and digestive system.
We have also studied endocrine.
And respiratory system as well.
Okay, so we had a lot of systems in this couple of days here, and in short, We have also studied some of the therapies, like not some, like basic effective asanas on just discussed in between when we were learning about the system. In short, I think. So starting with the skeletal system here today, we'd like to ask few things and we will work on the few things. So keep your notes and we would like to ask some questions and we will revise it.
First of all, I want to know, because for all the other subjects, they told us about the assignment, about the exam, but they never said nothing about anatomy. So how will they include that in the exam, or is just for?
That I really don't know. So there will be in the question paper some questions. How they told you about philosophy? Did they tell you about philosophy?
Yes, they said for philosophy we had to do an assignment. So we did an assignment, and then it will be a theory exam. So maybe in the theory exam there will be questions included about anatomy and the rest of the things, I think.
Yes, so there will be basic questions about anatomy, very basic,
Yeah.
3 to 5 questions, and the rest of the questions will be about the theory. So theory exams will include about philosophy and anatomy, I think, mixed.
Okay.
Because I am not managing and the process for Himalayan yoga, so I really don't know about the questions as well. But there will be very basic questions will be asked in your written exams, and not much depth in depth.
Okay.
I don't even know when is your exam. When is it?
So what we finished now the course, and they said we have to submit assignments for yoga therapy, meditation, philosophy until the 30th of September, and then we have 2 months to prepare for the theory exam and practical exam. So whenever we are ready, we let the management know, and they will book in the slot for our practical and theory exam. This is how they do it.
Okay. Good to know. Thank you.
Yeah, because it's good, yes. As you know, like working and trying to study, it's not easy. So it's a good way because you have more time to prepare. It's not about just to pass, you know, you want to have the knowledge yourself. So, yeah, and also for the practical, for asanas, we already did, it wasn't an exam, but we did like an assessment. We taught Ashtanga yoga primary series on live.
Who, you?
Yeah, me, and there were other few girls that taught as well.
Okay, so you did teach online Ashtanga primary series?
Yeah.
And the rest of the students were performing while you were teaching?
Yeah.
Was it like that? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And how was your experience of teaching online?
It's great. As I teach Hatha, you know, I love teaching, but for me, it's with Ashtanga, it's challenging because, you know, we didn't have to learn and count in Sanskrit, but I wanted to. So I learned to count in Sanskrit as we do asana. So it was challenging because I was trying to remember, you know, the ekam, dve, trini, chatvari, you know, the names. And then at the same time, you need to explain how to do it and so on and so forth. So it was good. I made few mistakes. I caught myself doing few mistakes. The teacher didn't say anything, but I know myself, because when you teach, you know, but it was great. It was great. Good start, you know, because Ashtanga for me, I think for everybody is the hardest style to teach, really. Yeah. Okay. And I don't think I will teach for some time, you know, for people. But I'm doing it for myself, for my own knowledge first, and then whenever I'm ready for Ashtanga, then.
Okay.
Yeah.
So after you will not teach the people, you will just apply on yourself.
No, I already did my 200 hours 2 years ago. So I teach pranayama, I teach meditation, I teach hatha, you know, hatha flow and a bit of vinyasa. But hatha is hatha is closest to my heart. And I love teaching beginners. I love for people to start doing, you know, to start moving the body. So all the fancy moves with Ashtanga, it's like, it's for, you know, for advanced. And Hatha is my closest to my heart. I love it, you know, but Ashtanga is for my own yoga practice, and for maybe sometime in the future when I feel that I want to teach Ashtanga, maybe, but for now, no. For now, it's just for me, Ashtanga.
Great.
Because there is a lot, you know, even physical asanas, there is a lot for me to learn. I cannot do a lot of them. And so it's just, you know, taken slowly, and yeah.
Okay. So we will now proceed with our revision. It's nice that you teach Hatha. Even I am still a Hatha yoga teacher trainer only, but in dropping sessions, I teach Ashtanga, Vinyasa, but only in like normal in the studios and the rest of the things. In the teacher training, I am a Hatha yoga teacher trainer only.
I have a question. Do you teach also in Himalayan Yoga Association in their ashram, or no?
No.
Okay.
I teach in different schools. I have just joined this school 2 months. 2 months before. Before I don't know about Himalayan. So rest of the schools in Rishikesh I was been teaching, and in different schools.
They should hire you, a very good teacher. I really enjoy your lessons.
Yes, thank you so much. And we will now just learn some or revise some things. I can ask some questions about the systems so that everyone who will be watching the recording even can go through it in our last class. So like in the skeletal system, can you tell me the number of bones in our whole body?
206.
206. The next question, can you tell me the 2 types of skeletal system we do have in our body?
Axial and the upper body and the lower body. So axial and what else?
Axial and appendicular.
Appendicular, yeah, that's it.
What is the difference between axial and appendicular?
So it's the axial and appendicular. Axial is like the front of the body, appendicular is the rest of the body.
And the upper limbs and lower limbs. Okay.
Yeah.
In the axial skeletal system, so in our head, which one is the only moving bone in
Mandible.
our head section?
Mandible.
Great. Mandible is the only moving bone. And in our whole axial skeletal system, which one is the only floating bone in our body?
Floating ribs.
Floating ribs.
We have this one here in our throat, but I forgot the name.
Yeah.
Hyoid.
Hyoid bone is what the only floating bone. The floating ribs are just floating in different, but they are at least connected at the back to the vertebrae. Yes.
Yeah.
So to speak about the vertebrae, this vertebral column, how many vertebrae are been there in total?
26.
26, correct. In cervical, how many?
In cervical we have 7.
Then
the thoracic is 12, and we have a lumbar, it's 5.
In sacrum, 1.
And sacrum, you got sacrum and coccyx.
Yes.
Sacrum is 1 bone, but it's divided into 2, but they call it as 1. Same with coccyx. It's 1, but it's got 2 parts.
Yes, sacrum is 1 bone, but divided into 5 fused bones.
Oh no, yeah.
And
so 5 and 4.
Coccyx is
5 and 4.
Coccyx is 4 fused bones. They are fused bones, so they count as 1. Okay. And when we talk about the ribs, how many ribs in total?
24.
Why? 24?
2 sides. 2 sides.
But why 24? Yes, 2 sides. Because?
I know. Because. Wait a minute. No, there is more, right?
See, we have written something, and we have explained something, a reason for that. Why 24?
No,
why not?
So we've got the true ribs, the false ribs, and the floating ribs.
Yes, but why 24 is the question. Why 24 ribs?
because
Why not 20?
Because there's 14 in true, 6 in false, and 4 in floating rib.
No, Neringa. See, how many vertebrae do we have in our thoracic region?
In thoracic, there is 12.
So how many ribs we will have in front? 12 ribs on each side. So it will be 24.
24. This is good.
So this is the reason, because all the ribs are connected at the back to the thoracic region only. And in thoracic, we have 12 vertebrae. This basic questions will not be in the exams. This is just for our knowledge.
But it's really a good way to remember.
Yeah, so because of thoracic 12 vertebrae, we have 12 ribs on each side. So total 24 ribs.
Very good.
Then to speak about the bone in our upper arm. In our upper arm, which is the bone?
Clavicle and scapula.
In our upper arm.
Humerus.
Yeah. And the clavicle and the scapula is the pectoral girdle. Yep.
Yeah.
Is our pectoral girdle. Now, the strongest bone in our leg. The strongest bone
Femur.
in our leg.
Femur.
Not the longest, the strongest.
The strongest. What's the strongest?
Tibia.
Okay, see, I didn't know that is the strongest.
Why? Because the weight of our body, 60% of the weight is carried by the tibia when we stand in Samadhi. So our tibia carries most of the weight of our body. Femur is the longest bone in our whole body. Femur is the longest bone. But I asked about strongest. So tibia.
Yeah.
Now, then in our wrist, we have the carpals, and in the ankles, we have the tarsals like this. In short, we will see about it. About the bone joints. How many types of bone joints do we have? Basic three.
Types.
Yep. And what are they?
Fibrous, cartilaginous, and synovial.
Yep. So about the synovial joint, what are the examples for ball and socket joint?
It's our hip.
Yes, and
shoulder.
Great. So hips and the shoulders are the only examples of ball and socket, correct. Then about the next, what are the cells in our bones? So what are about the bone cells? If we have studied about the bone cells present inside the bones, what are those three bone cells? Osteoblasts,
osteocytes, and osteoclasts.
Yes. So these are the three bone cells you will find as well. And about the muscles now, what are the three kinds of the muscle cells or the muscle tissues in our body?
Connective tissues, you mean?
Muscle cells. Okay, we speak about connective tissues as well later. But first tell me the three names of the muscles. Like cells we found in our body, three types of muscles. Smooth muscles. Cardiac muscle.
Smooth, cardiac, and skeletal.
Yes. So where are the smooth muscles? What are the examples of that?
All the internal organs.
Yes, all the internal organs are being covered with the layer of smooth muscles,
and
which
then
is involuntary type of muscle. And about cardiac, heart.
Cardiac is heart is also involuntary.
And about skeletal, the rest of the muscles, which are?
They are voluntary.
What does it mean by voluntary muscles?
They we can control the movement, whereas involuntary it's by the nervous system, we cannot control them.
Yes, correct. And about the major muscles we found which helps to rotate our neck. So what is that name of the muscle which helps to rotate or move our neck?
Sternocleidomastoid.
Correct. And what are the muscles we do found in our chest region?
Pectoralis major.
Correct. And what are the muscles which we found in our shoulders?
It's deltoids, trapezius, latissimus dorsi.
Where?
And
latissimus dorsi, where?
It's here, sides. It's our obliques.
At the back of the oblique, yes, right. And what are the muscles which you found in our top of the thighs?
Top of the
top thigh?
On the legs?
On the legs, on the thigh, top?
It's quadriceps.
But what are those 4 quadriceps?
Rectus femoris, vastus lateralis, vastus medialis, vastus intermedius. Correct.
And what are the muscles in the hamstrings?
Semitendinosus, semimembranosus, and bicep femoris.
Correct. Again, the muscle which is on the upper arm?
The biceps and the triceps.
And biceps, the back, yes, right.
Biceps, brachii, and triceps. Yeah.
And about the action, about the musculoskeletal system. So about the shoulder joint, if we take, and if I will tell which muscle get engaged when we do abduction movement of the shoulder joint. So when we bring our arm at the side, away from the midline.
Extension.
Which are the muscles engaged?
Posterior deltoid and latissimus dorsi.
Correct. And when we bend our knee, when we flex our knee, so flexion of the knee will engage which muscle?
Hamstring.
And extension of the knee? Quads. Then these are what? The contraction movement will happen in those muscles. So the muscle which get.
So let me just go back with the thing. So when we bend the knee backwards, right?
Yeah, there is only one bending movement, hinge.
So that we call that is extension.
No, when we bend, that is flexion. Because when we bend, we decrease the angle. What is flexion movement?
But if we, okay, so when, let's say Natrajasana, right? The dancer's pose. So when we bend the knee backwards, I feel quad more than my
you
hand.
Feel quads more because you stretch your quads. So the stretching of the quads is what? Extension of the knee. So when we stretch our quad, it happens the extension. And about the hip bone joint, so we are taking from the pelvic in the Natrajasana, we are moving the leg from the hip bone joint, not from the knee. So we are just pulling the leg from the pelvic.
Right.
From the pelvic joint, that is happening. The extension is happening from the pelvic joint. From the hip bone joint, extension is happening. And if we bend our neck, oh sorry, not neck, the knee, that is the flexion movement. When we decrease the angle, That means we are contracting our hamstrings, contraction of hamstrings, but stretching our quads only. Yes. So we are stretching, but the muscles which gets contracted are
Yeah.
hamstrings,
Okay, thank you,
not
because
which are stretched.
that one was a bit confusing for me, but
Yeah.
good now.
So even when we flex the elbow, we contract the biceps, but we extend our or we stretch our triceps like this. But when we have to contract the triceps, that time we need to stretch, extend our arm from the elbow. Then and then only we could contract our tricep. So like in the upward facing dog posture, what we do, we contract the tricep. But before that, in Chaturanga Dandasana, we contract our bicep because our elbow is bent. So likewise. And about the next things like the digestive systems and endocrine systems. Endocrine system was must for those people where we have also seen the connection with the chakras. So starting with the first, who controls all the glands, that is the master gland, pituitary gland, with the hypothalamus. Here, pituitary gland is connected with which chakra? The master gland.
Pituitary with the crown chakra.
Correct. Then we have the pineal gland connected with which chakra?
Third
Third eye chakra, that is Agnya chakra. Then we have the thyroid glands connected with which chakra?
throat chakra.
Then we have the heart chakra connected with which gland?
Thymus.
Then we have the solar plexus chakra connected with which gland?
Pancreas.
Then we have the adrenal gland connected with which chakra?
Sacral.
And we have the last one, root chakra connected with which glands?
The gonads.
Gonads. Similarly, we have the 7 major glands connected with the 7 major chakras, which also controls all the homeostasis of our body, the proper maintenance of our body. So the hormones are released by this rest of the glands at the right time under the control of our master gland, that is the pituitary gland. Then to speak about these chakras with the endocrine system, always remember the first 5 chakras will be connected with our physical state of the body, where the 6th chakra, the third eye chakra, will be connected with the mental state, that is our mind, and the crown chakra is being connected with our soul, which resides behind our heart center. It is a session or a lecture of anatomy which will be a little bit confusing here for you all. Actually, I am speaking to connect or relate or correlate it with the heart chakra or with the soul. But there is a connection when a real form of a yogi achieves the enlightenment, and if the soul of a yogi gets out from that Brahma Nadi, which emerges from the heart center and end up to the crown, that is our crown connection to the soul. That state is known as nirvana or moksha, the liberation of the soul. Okay, as a philosophy teacher in life, but for you, I am anatomy teacher for all. So we'll not go in much depth about philosophy session. So we have the relation we need to work on our body physically first with our subtle body as well. We need to work on the nadis by removing all the pranic blockages from the nadis, where we flow the prana without any blockages into each and every nadis that are energy channels. Then the proper flow of the prana will help our body to live healthy. If there is any pranic blockage in any kind of nadi, then we have certain disease and disorder in our life. Not like the 1,000 years old, like the traditional yogis or the real yogis, I will say. Those great who were used to sit or stand in a tree pose for months and years in one state by withdrawing all the senses, by applying all the 8 limbs as well. Here, if honestly, as a teacher will tell, or as a practitioner will tell people to just stand in a tree pose at least for 30 seconds, that will be even hardly possible. I will not say impossible. Just for 30 seconds to stand in a tree pose by keeping your eyes closed.
I know.
Even 10 seconds as a Hatha Yoga practitioner, Neringa knows how difficult it is when we practice Hatha, when we close our eyes in the final positions in Hatha, and when we concentrate on the inner chakras. So how difficult a simple pose can be in our life as well as a Hatha Yogi practitioners. So like this, we need to apply the yoga with its different styles. First, like Ashtanga Vinyasa, Yin, Bikram, Aerial, Acro, whatever the styles created first on our body that will open up our joints, build our muscles, help us to maintain the postures in the Hatha, Kundalini and the Tantric yoga practices. So there are the styles of the body or styles of the yoga which are specifically prepared to build up our body. Then we can work on these traditional forms of the yoga. We'll not say about Hatha yoga as a style because it is not been invented by the human. It is
Yeah.
been invented and practiced by Lord Shiva himself. So there is a difference between the Lord and the human, like Iyengar, Bikram, Patapi Joyce. So we have these traditional core forms of the yoga, which are much more advanced when we go deep internally. And then we have the specific path of the yoga. So following these all these styles upon us for the body, these different styles to open up the joints, to build up the muscles, to prepare us for the mental state, we can apply the Hatha, Kundalini and the Tantric techniques. Again, for the body and the mind, automatically the path is what which needs to make our soul happy for the permanent period of time. So that blissful state which we studied in the Panchakoshas, the Anandamaya Kosha is what the number 5th shelf, the covering just above the soul. That is what the blissful state of a yogi here, where a yogi is living in that state, the blissful shelf, completely a pure form of happiness, not that happiness like us as a yoga practitioner for years and years, 10, 20 years of practice more, but not that happiness what we people have with desires or pleasures or with ego. So this is a temporary form of happiness, I am saying. As much as less we keep our desires and our ego, the more and more happy we will be in our life. The more desires, the more ego, the less happiness or the temporary form of happiness, which is nothing but the path of yoga. To raise the level of consciousness, that is a blissful state, which our soul will be happy for the permanent period. As a yoga teacher or as a yoga professional teacher, in your future, you will all become. Make sure you apply the things first on yourself at least a couple of times before you teach people. Would like to tell you some things which will help you as a teacher in your classes. Even if there are one student, even if there are 100 students, doesn't matter about the number. Try to share your energy as you will teach to the 100 people, the same energy you need to maintain, even if you will have one student in front of you. So you have to maintain that same. For example, even if you will have lot of students, a day will come if there will be one student only. Try to teach equal energy share. So you need to first apply it on yourself at least 1 hour or 2 hour every day. Not we cannot practice like the ancient yogis full day in a state of meditation. We have our work and responsibilities in our life, but at least 1 hour every day we need to at least practice yoga. I am saying I will not be use the word asana. So at least practice yoga You can
Yeah.
manage your own sequence, people, how you can practice cleansing techniques for 5-10 minutes, how you can practice asana, pranayama, and then meditations. In this sequence, at least you need to follow up your day every day. Anything else, Neringa, you need to ask here about?
Yeah, for the chakras, right? Like I had from previous studies, I had that the ajna, the third eye chakra, has 20 petals, but when I studied with you, it says 2 petals. So I wanted to ask you a little bit about that.
So in the third eye, we have the 2 nadis actually. Have you studied about the nadis?
Yeah,
Ida,
in
Pingala, and
Ida and
Sushumna?
Pingala, yeah,
So where these nadis originates?
left and right nostril.
Where do they originate?
Sushumna. No, they all connected with Sushumna, interlocked with Sushumna.
Yes. So these nadis are have like our muscles. We have some origin and insertion. You remember? Similarly, in our subtle body, we have these nadis, also origin and ending point. So these nadis, 72,000 number of energy channels in our body, Ida and Pingala originates from base of the spine, where they intersect each other zigzag. And where
Yeah.
do they end up? To our third eye. So our right petal and the left petal is nothing but our Ida and Pingala only.
Okay.
Right? Though there are no 20 petals, so our third eye chakra has 2 petals, where they are nothing but these names of these petals are Ida and Pingala, nothing more. And these 2 nadis drops down to our nostrils. So when we do Nadi Shodhan Pranayama or Nadi Shuddhi Pranayama, we just not clean our nasal passage, but we clean all our energy channels, Ida and Pingala, these 2, so which will activate Shushumna channel. So
Okay, this is new. This is new for me. Like I it's really good because before I've been explained different.
This is so basic. It's a basic thing I will be saying in 2-3 minutes. It's a much more deep concept as well. But so when we activate or when our Ida and Pingala or right or left nostril will be flowing equally, even if you will check now, even if you will close your one nostril and breathe, and close the other nostril and breathe, you will see your one nostril is a bit more than other.
Yeah, I've just done my Jalanet in the morning, so I know. Yeah, my right one today was a bit more blocked.
Yep. So it does happen. And if we can keep these both the nostril equally balanced, then what will happen for the permanent period of time, not for 5 minutes or 10 minutes I'm talking about. Then the Sushumna channel will get activated. And what will happen? The Kundalini, which is present at the base of the spine, will rise up through all the chakras, activating, opening all the chakras completely. The flow of prana will circulate in all the body. We will be healthy completely. Now it will rise up, and with many years and years of sadhana practice, or with many years of the spiritual practice, it will, a yogi raise his kundalini up till the crown. That allows a yogi, not talking about me, a yogi, that allows a yogi to achieve enlightenment, samadhi. That is actually the beginning of yoga. So self-realization will start to happen right in samadhi. Then the next are the stages of samadhi. There are many 10 to 20 more stages of samadhi. More. And then even if a yogi achieves the samadhi enlightenment, that doesn't mean his or her soul get one with the universe. The soul only will get one with the universe when it will emerge out from the Brahmanadi. And that is the state where the yogis will achieve moksha. That means the soul will never get reborn in any form of the life. So achieving samadhi is not the end of the yoga. Where people thinks in many texts, it will say just a misconception that 8 limb is samadhi and is the end of the yoga. But actually it is just a beginning. And what we are doing at the moment is preparation for that.
Okay.
Not us, but a yoga is what? To prepare our body to get ready for self-realization, who we are in this universe. So, anything else you need to ask Melinda, or you want to say some things?
One more thing. With the Panchakoshas, right? So when is it like, so with the way I have before, I had Annamaya first, and then I had Pranamaya, and only then Manomaya. But when you taught, it was Annamaya, Manomaya, and then Pranamaya. So is there a difference with where Manomaya and Pranamaya is, or
Yeah,
or is the way that you taught, the first is obviously physical body, then mind, then aura?
no. It doesn't matter. Pranamaya, Manomaya, or Vijnanamaya. Why it doesn't matter? Because these three koshas or vishas will not be placed at
It's
one
subtle
point.
body, subtle body, yeah.
Yeah, they are all in subtle body. So only in physical body we have the Annamaya kosha.
Annamaya.
In subtle body, they will keep regulating all these three koshas.
Okay.
Annamaya, Pranamaya,
Yeah.
Vijnanamaya. This
Yeah.
is not the sequence actually.
Yeah. Great, clear.
So in an alphabetical order, if you will study in the books, from the books will be writing this format in alphabetical order. But this don't have like P, Q, R, S, T, U, V. So we have Pranamaya kosha first, according to you, we can say.
Yeah, but basically it doesn't matter.
Like,
Subtle body, yeah.
So keep consistency, I can just say, in your practice. And if you have anything to ask, you can ask me.
No, I think because I decided that I want to take my exam before the 9th of October, so I will be logging in, and they allow us to log in the sessions that you will have from the 2nd of October, the new students sessions. They said we can log in, so I think I will be logging in, to just catch up and learn the things again. Because
no problem.
I don't want to just try an exam, whatever I pass. I really want to.
You will pass for sure. You will pass the exam. It is very easy.
For myself, I really want to grasp for once and forever, like all the bones, main bones, and all the main muscles, so that I don't have to, pick my brain when something like this. So I just want to learn. So I think I will be logging in for more too. Yeah. So that's it for now. I don't have any more questions.
Thank you so much, and hope you enjoyed the classes as well, the course.
I really did. Really, really thank you so much. And it makes a difference, like I have something to compare, because I passed the 200 hours in Bali in person, and the teacher was great and we get the knowledge, but it was more like studying, studying from the paper, but with you, I really feel like you get the knowledge in, you understand the way it works, like not just learning a simple name of the muscle, but really getting into it, how it works and understanding it. So it's really, thank you.
Thank you so much, Neringa, for your words. And I wish you all the best, and would like to see you from October as well. We will just end the class with one Om for the last time on this September.
Yeah.
Keeping your eyes closed, chant one Om and Shanti 3 times. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thank you so much.
Thank
See you.
you.
Hari Om.
Have a great day and see you soon.
Yes, see you. Bye.
Bye bye.